Yeah, Mo. And we back again. Pat Guy Ike. Today we're gonna be getting into a little bit more of this queso situation. Just going back and reviewing some content and checking out what's going on with his father actually snitching on him. Crazy situation, but on the same hand, I guess it depends on what angle you're looking at the situation from. Some people say they would never snitch on their child no matter what. And then some people saying, his son had to go take his bid. Either way, let's get into the content. Y'all don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video for me, please. Drop a like on this for me, please. Slide over to Hookah Anonymous. Do the same thing on his. I've already done so. Like, comment, subscribe, share it, and I'm even remixing the video myself. So let's get into it, see what bro be talking about. He usually has some good content over there.
Using Instagram on his phone, he contacts Raekwon Howard. Raekwon Howard, who is affiliated with Six Ball. Drops. Tells you, not one of your boys. Let him know you're getting ready to take somebody out, but doesn't say who. Are you familiar with a local rap group called ATK?
Yes, sir.
Was Abdul Robinson Jr., Kareem, part of ATK?
Yes, sir.
What about Hakeem Robinson?
Yes, sir.
Leroy Whitaker?
Yes, sir.
Oregon Williams?
Yes, sir.
Who is the person that was captured on the video recording shooting Charles?
So right there off Bucks, before this man even got to take the stand, you clearly could see it was somebody who was one of the friends of Queso on the stand pointing out everybody and dropping names with it. So the case was already full of snitches anyway.
What's up?
Damn. The double look of defeat. The lawyer drops his head. He know this shit finna go left. That's not what they about to be trying to hit. But the lawyer probably already expected, because believe it or not, the judge, the prosecutor, and your lawyer all have a familiarity with each other. Now, some paid attorneys may put on like they not friends or not at least familiar with the prosecutor or the judge, but they are. And guarantee that lawyer knew it wasn't nothing he could do for Queso. He made his little money, you know what I'm saying? He stalled the case out long as he could, but he knew this was a lose-lose situation. It was too much evidence against Queso, too many witnesses, and then when you have a family member, especially a close family member, immediate family member like the father, the mother, the brothers, and house people snitch on you, it's just that much worse. Y'all hold on 1 second. I gotta grab some fire before I can light this gas. I'm gonna let this play for a second.
All right, y'all. I'm sure by now everyone has heard the news about Queso and ATK Scotty. Both have been found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. Now, I've been seeing a bunch of videos based on the trial, but I was mostly waiting for the verdict to speak out on everything, because I want this to be a lesson to the young guys that glorify the streets. Now, have you seen?
Yeah, everybody wanted to be a lesson to the young guys, but if y'all check out my short that I did on the day of everything going on, I was kind of asking the young guys a question, which is this: how long would you let your parents sit in prison for a crime they didn't commit? But in light of that, since then, I have found out that the father wasn't in jail for their crime. He's snitching to get time off for his own bullshit.
In Queso's face when he was found guilty, I want y'all to know right there at that very moment, that's when reality hits.
Yeah.
It's all funny games. You look like the toughest guy within your crew. Y'all out living life, and it's all cool.
At that very moment is when reality hit, bro. That's when he understood right then and there. Damn. This shit was seeming, man, after the case is over, ain't about to be no more cameras. None of that. Oh, man, it's finna get tough. It finna get tough.
But when it's all said and done, it's only going to be you. You sitting in that cell, you sitting there for the rest of your life, possibly, and it's just as simple as...
If you made it this far, take a shot with me.
that. And honestly, the way some of these guys have been, according to them, they was built for this. It shouldn't be no crying. It shouldn't be no dropping your head or nothing, right? Because at the end of the day, this is what y'all all signed up for. This is what y'all made songs about. This is what y'all got on social media to incriminate yourselves about. This is what y'all allegedly caught bodies for. The whole 9 yards. So when it comes back, don't get mad. One drill instructor told me one day, when you finally get caught, just think about all the times that you got away with it. Simple as that. Now, a lot of people swore that these guys was coming home.
Definitely gotta take some accountability. You've been getting away with shit for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Some shit that would have got you life. Some shit that would have got you 10 years here, 5 years dead, 20 years here. You finally get caught for that one thing. It might even be unjust. You might be even getting over punished for that one thing, but you still got to kind of take it to effect like, dang, I did get away with so much shit for so entirely long.
Because according to Young and Ace himself, they were. He would take to his IG story to post a picture of Queso and ATK Scotty as a caption read, quote, "I'll do anything for Queso. I went broke for this case." I even found that interesting because it's almost like he singled out Queso, but maybe I'm reaching. Now, in another post, he would say, quote,
"Nah, it's not. It'd be like that in games. You know what I'm saying? You're not reaching, bro. He did single out Queso because Queso was probably his homie. ATK Scotty is probably someone in the squad that's with them, but he probably not Young and Ace homie. He probably just Queso homie.
My brother's coming home. I can't wait to see their mama smiling again. But unfortunately,
and that is a very, hey, look, one of my homies had got bagged up. He went out the feds. I mean, I was asking that man family like early, once in a while I bump into him, man, what's up with bro? How you doing when he coming home? I swear every time for about 10 years, they was like, man, he be home next year. They said that shit for like 10 years straight. He be home next year. I stopped asking after a while.
Actually, that wouldn't be the case. And if he really went broke fighting that case, then I don't know what to tell him. Now, ATK Scotty, as soon as his verdict was read guilty, because he was read first, he responded by reposting a post from his girlfriend, as she would say, quote, "This is not the end. God is still working, even when we can't see it."
Stop bringing God in these situations. If you wasn't talking to God before you hopped out that car and went to go slide, don't be worried about what he gonna do for you now.
He's moving behind the scenes, and I believe with all my heart that he's going to turn this around. We are going to come back from this. This is just one chapter in our story, not the final word. I believe in God's power to perform miracles, even in the darkest moments. You are strong, and together we are even stronger. I love you, baby. We got this. Y'all coming back off that appeal, trust, and believe.
Yeah, I'm about to say, to be honest, even though it look a little bleak right now, look a little grim, being as though they didn't cop out, they got the chance to fight it again off of appeal. How long will it be before they can get an appeal to go through? Because everybody don't get the chance to keep going back to back like Lil Durk did. You gotta have some type of money to do that shit, to get all them bond hearings back to back like that in such a short period of time. Normal person should be like a year and a half before the next trial or next case for bond hearing. So will they be able to pull off some Lil Durk shit? If Ace already saying he went broke just fighting the case, they probably exhausted all their resources. And that kind of it kind of makes sense. If Younger Ace came out and said he went broke fighting this case with Queso, if the money is gone, it's time to sentence his ass.
Be honest, these days I wouldn't even put it past that it's possible that they would come home off an appeal, because these days everyone is. But after his verdict came out, following after was Queso's, as people actually had high hopes for him. However, he would receive the same fate. After his guilty verdict was read and it was said that he got life in prison, he would respond on his IG story to say, quote, "I had an all YT 12 jurors with 3 YT state attorneys with a YT judge in a YT courtroom with an all YT judge on the wall. Every black person that I could..."
I mean, I feel him on having the all white jurors and stuff like that, but I don't think having 12 black jurors would have made a difference if your father and your homie who you pulled the mission with, your day one, he took the stand. He told everything. And the guy who, spit you out his seeds, he snitched on you. I mean, I don't think having a black jury would have fucking made a difference, man.
My jury was struck by the state. I just showed the whole world how Jacksonville, Florida is corrupt, and my lawyers proved I was innocent. God got the last say so, heart emoji. Now, ATK Scotty will repost what he said and caption it saying, quote, "It ain't over for us. We coming back, and we coming back better and stronger than ever." He will also state, quote, "We gonna keep fighting till we can't fight no more at Queso23X. Now, here's the thing, y'all. With Queso making it seem like he had an unfair trial because the jury, courtroom, and judge within this case was all YT, he could be right? It is a possibility that is the case. But whether he's right or not, this is why you don't put yourself in these positions for this thing to happen in the first place.
Exactly.
Because all of this is a part of the game, whether you feel it's unfair or not.
And listen, y'all, as long as it been a game to be played, snitching been part of it. It might be considered dirty, underhanded. It might be considered cheating. It might be considered being a rep, being a pig. But guess what? It been a part of the game. Y'all keep trying to act like it's going to be a game without that in it. Y'all need, the faster y'all get it through y'all head that part of this motherfucking game is niggas snitching on you, the better you'll be able to move out here.
But the point of the matter is to not put yourself in this position so you don't have to worry about having YT judges, YT jurors, or any of that stuff. Because let's be real, is it possible that they could have been against him? Maybe. But why would you want to find that out by putting yourself in a position to be judged and have your freedom in the palm of another man's hands? So we're going to get into a video, shout out to Hip Hop Daily, basically breaking down the case and what transpired leading up to the trial. Y'all hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
Before we get into it, if you made it this far, thank you. If you made it this far, thank you. Now, hit that damn like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, all type of good stuff. Let's get into it.
Queso might be the biggest crash out in the history of the rap game. And today we're breaking down how he got cooked in his trial and will never be coming home again. The opening statement started with the prosecutor breaking down the war in Jacksonville for the jury.
6 Block and ATK are rivals. They don't like each other. They hate each other. And one of the traditions of both groups is producing rap music, drill rap, diss songs that make fun of or talk disrespectfully about members of their ops, the other group.
Drill fan.
Now, see, y'all out there that y'all think that they're not paying attention, and just because these guys don't get caught up right then and there when they make these songs or go live or do things on social media, just know that in the long run, it could come back to.
This about to be like my 10th time saying this. Probably like 10 videos I done said this, y'all. Stop putting shit on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that shit that's illegal, because they have what's called a Facebook, Instagram forensics officer. He can go back onto your deleted files up to 6 months. And that was almost 5-6 years ago when I found this out. So if he could do up to 6 months, 5 or 6 years ago, and Facebook has taken over pretty much a majority of the social media platforms we use, it's no telling how far they can go back into your deleted files now. So just stop posting the hot shit.
Bite you. You think they're not paying attention? You think when they was having them conferences about the war in Jacksonville that it was just nothing? It was getting swept under the rug? No. It was just waiting for the right time to present themselves. Now, look, even songs like this, right? You see what I'm saying? All this could come back to bite you.
Let's know that Young and Ace and Fulio went to war and tore up the streets, but the lawyer broke it down piece by piece and told him that Queso murdered Lil Buck for get back. 1 year after Queso's brother Boss Goon got killed, Queso and his cousin Scotty went sliding on the ops on the anniversary of Queso's brother's death. That's when they spotted Lil Buck. When Lil Buck went to his whip, Queso popped out and shot him till he fell down. Then, while Lil Buck was bleeding on the pavement, Queso stood over him and shot Lil Buck in the head. And to make sure the jury knew how.
So allegedly, because this is YouTube, this is the internet, it's been said that he FaceTimed another op to let him know, I just caught your man bullshitting while he was standing over him, and then started shooting him some more. This is just, it sounds real scripted, real TV, real movie-ish, but this is the type of shit we go out our way to do to each other.
How brutal the situation really was, the prosecutor described how Lil Buck's teeth and brains were splattered all over the parking lot.
Slashing open his flesh. Hot metal ripping through his muscles. Hot metal blowing open his skull. Flesh, brain matter, even teeth were sent flying through the air.
There are a lot of incidents.
Damn. Yo, they had the lady on there talking about the damn bullets that took off the nigga leg, half his face missing, teeth was on the concrete. I remember some shit happened in the hood one time. You know what I'm saying? And, the old man was on the news, was like, I saw his face, they blew half his face off. Man, god dang, bro. That's crazy. And that lady probably scarred for life.
And you know the crazy part about this is, right? How do y'all think they know about things like this? And once again, like I said before, a lot
because people be telling. I mean, 90% of the shit you do is on camera outside anyway. The other 10% people is just telling.
of people think that these things get swept under the rug because nothing is done initially, but it's all just compiling and compiling. And when they're ready to use it against you, oh, trust me, they are. And you got to remember, of course, he said he had all.
Hey, Mo, peep the bailiff they got for his ass, the court martial they got for his ass. They got the biggest court martial they could find in the motherfucking courthouse for this nigga. Marshall looking at Queso ass like, man, you make one move, playboy.
Or YT jurors and all that, right? Just know that they're just waiting. They know about Queso, right? They probably know about all the other stuff they did. But the thing about it is they needed something that was going to be concrete enough to get him in that courtroom, and they already knew in their mind, the minute he get in that courtroom, it was over.
Same parts of the Queso trial. But one of the craziest things is when the lawyer brought up what Queso told an op right before he pulled the trigger on Lil Buck. When Queso and Scotty saw Lil Buck park his whip and go into a building, they waited for him to come out. And while they were waiting, Queso FaceTimed one of Lil Buck's homies and told him, "We caught your boy slipping." Then a few minutes later, Queso hopped out and left Lil Buck's brains on the ground.
Using Instagram on his phone,
Dang.
he contacts Raekwon Howard. Raekwon Howard, who is affiliated with Saquon. They're honest. Tells him, got one of your boys slipping. Let him know they're getting ready to take somebody out, but doesn't say who.
The defense team opened.
See, hey, I know this is way off topic, but Judge Tatiana Salvador, that name sounds just so created, just so not her real name. But anyway, motherfucker, FaceTiming your op before you kill one of his mans, or while killing the man, is freaking diabolical, man. This nigga Queso like the Jacksonville King Von.
Opened up by trying to make the witness sound sketchy.
You're gonna hear from Barbara Buckley, and I'll tell you up front, I think you'll like her. She's feisty. No one pulls anything over her eyes. And she's gonna walk in and she's gonna honestly talk to you about that morning.
Queso's homie Dominique Barner and his own dad Blue flipped on him. But the defense didn't want the jury to believe anything they said.
Now that I use Monday Service, AI makes solving tickets my form of meditation. Monday Service is a ticketing platform that helps us manage and automate our entire service.
Queso
Damn
out
about
in
your
public
shit.
in front of a bunch of cameras. And he got caught running around with the gun he used to kill Lil Buck with.
Now look. Now, not only did he
All right, look. Before bro get out what he about to say, let me say this. It's also internet snitching on yourself. By just posting it, you don't have to say I killed the nigga. But if you get on here every day of the week and you showing us your gun, every post, every music video, and now you're on camera running with the same freaking gun being used in the homicide, who snitched on you?
get caught, right? You on camera. But you got caught with the weapon that was used to unalive Buck, in which they already got you on that. They already have a witness saying that you FaceTimed them, right? Then they got your father. Then they got an affiliate of yours. So to think that he was going to come out of that is crazy.
The
Look,
defense tried to argue that Queso was way bigger than the dude on the cameras, but Queso had photos all over social media that prove he fit the description of the shooter.
damn.
After Queso killed Lil Buck, he hopped in the whip with Scotty and Dominique Barner, and they took off with the cops right behind them. They ended up crashing the whip, and that's when Queso split off from them.
Then y'all don't even scope the damn scene out properly, correctly. Y'all don't make sure there's no officers close by, none of that. Y'all just so thirsty for a body, so thirsty for a name. Y'all do the whole shit right across from the police. Then your man can't even drive. He deck it. He deck it. The whole time while we running from this crash car, I'm cussing you the fuck out. You can't drive, nigga. You never driving again. I'm man.
He ran through some woods and ended up in another neighborhood, and that's when someone spotted him popping out of the woods and getting picked up by a woman while the police sirens were going off.
Just told you 90% of the shit you do outside is on camera. It's on the Ring doorbell camera. It's on somebody's cell phone camera. It's on the building camera, the street camera, the fucking stoplight camera. It's all recorded, man.
Everywhere.
A car approaching us, right, coming the way we were sitting.
What was significant about the
Yo,
car?
do y'all see? Look, do y'all see
Went off
how
everywhere.
they get information?
That's when Queso split off from them.
Look at this.
He ran through some woods and ended up in another neighborhood, and that's when someone spotted him
I'm pretty
And
sure
popping-
he didn't think that they had this.
out of the woods and getting
Nah.
picked up by a woman
Hey.
while the police sirens were
Hey, nah, he ain't think they had this, Hookah. Nah, he ain't think they had this. And let me tell you another thing. This ain't the only one. This is the only one they showed you. Imagine how many different houses in that neighborhood got Ring doorbell cameras on them and shit. And they literally just go back and be like, hey, yeah, can we get that camera footage? Somebody ran through your yard early. You don't give it to them, they on your ass. I know cases about this shit that this shouldn't have happened in real life.
going off everywhere.
A car approaching us, right, coming the way we were sitting.
What was significant about the car?
It was a lady driving, holding a cell phone. She looked lost, like she was looking for something.
Queso had called a woman named Natalie to come pick him up, and her testimony on the stand helped the prosecutors make their final decision. The defense tried to argue that Queso wasn't the dude.
Hold on. You see how the internet is? They done told us about the homie that snitched on him that was on the move. They done told us about the father. They leave out little Natalie. Natalie, your ass hot too. Fuck you talking about?
Who popped out of the woods. But Natalie confirmed that Queso came out of the woods, and that's when she picked him up.
Where did you have to go to pick Hakeem up?
Up Arlington Expressway and some apartments.
And how did you know where to go?
Kareem
I believe Kareem said it, or I don't know if there was a thing on his phone with a map. That I cannot remember.
Natalie definitely didn't help Queso's case, but one of the biggest witnesses.
Nah, Natalie ass should be under the same fucking scrutiny as the father. Fuck you talking about? If the father went and picked up somebody and he facing all this shit, Natalie should have been facing the same fucking shit. But you guess what? Natalie snitching, nobody don't say nothing. People don't say nothing when women snitch, and people don't say nothing when Natalie's snitch. You feel me?
Witnesses was his homie Dominique Barner. Dominique Barner helped Scotty break into a house and kidnap a woman after they crashed the whip, and he was facing some crazy charges. Even after he pleaded guilty and agreed to testify, Dominique Barner was still facing 20 years in prison.
Testifying and still doing 20 is retarded to me. That's crazy business.
Dominique confirmed that ATK was a gang and that Queso and Scotty both repped the set.
Are you familiar with a local rap group called ATK? Yes, sir. Was Abdul Robinson Jr., Kareem, part of ATK? Yes, sir. What about Hakeem Robinson? Yes, sir. Leroy Whitaker? Yes, sir. Gorgon Williams? Yes, sir.
Then Dominique testified about all the diss tracks and the real violence that was going on in the streets. According to Dominique, Lil Buck dropped a diss track on Queso's brother Boss Goon, and that's
and look. In a couple videos, I have been a little tough on Chicago and how the influence of Chicago has affected the rest of the United States, the world, damn it, right? Guess what? Queso was good friends with Von, King Von. You know what I'm saying? All that this and the dead shit, all that shit stemmed from Chicago. When you was a little kid and you said something about somebody dead, folks, y'all probably would fight. You know what I'm saying? But to just like, let me go pop up in the neighborhood and kill a nigga that made a song dissing somebody from my side that he don't know, that I probably don't even know. I'm probably too young to know the nigga. I don't know, bro.
That's why Queso wanted to take him out.
If you know, what does the lyric "smoking on Willie" mean?
You smoking on a dead person.
Is that a good thing?
What's a bad thing?
Was, excuse me, Abdul Robinson Jr., Kareem, aware of this song?
Yes, sir.
What about Hakeem Robinson?
Yes, sir.
Leroy Whitaker?
Yes, sir.
Were they upset over that song?
Yes, sir.
Dominique Barner actually DM'd Lil.
Let me tell y'all, when you got evidence like this, it's nearly impossible. It's nearly impossible to get off. You got witnesses that's on your side. Then you got evidence. But forget all that. You have informants that are affiliated.
Bruh, giving up all this information. I mean, 20 is a lot less than life. 20 is a long time, but it ain't a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? But damn, nigga, you finna sit for a dub. And you know what's crazy about Queso 5 in this situation? Him snitching on his son puts a black eye on their family name for the rest of history. For the rest of history, that man is going to be known as the man who got his son life. The grandkids, when them grandkids say their name, somebody's going to remember one day and be like, damn, that's Shorty grandfather, the one who snitched on her uncle or her father and got them life. Yo, that's crazy. Forever, that's going to change the history of their bloodline.
With you that can tell everything bit by bit.
Lil Buck after the track dropped and told him to stop dissing. And then Dominique looked up Lil Buck's address and found out what kind of whip he was driving. Dominique, Queso, and Scotty pulled up to the apartment building where Lil Buck lived. But the reason they didn't kill him immediately is because Lil Buck went on vacation and wasn't in the city.
Once you found out where Charles McCormick lived in December of 2019,
Lil Buck should have stayed his ass wherever he was at.
Took a vacation.
Charles took a vacation?
Yeah.
They found out that Lil Buck was back from vacation, and that's when Dominique, Queso, and Scotty went sliding again. They drove to Lil Buck's crib and waited for hours till he came outside. Then they followed him when he drove off. When Lil Buck got to the shopping mall,
niggas sat on him the whole day. From the time he came out, they could have dogged him out when he came out the house, which, sorry to say, they probably would have got away with it It's the fact that they did it where they did it at, and they did it broad daylight in front of the police type shit, close to the police enough to get chased immediately by the police. Had they did that right in the hood soon as he came out the house, probably would have been a different case.
Outside the building, Queso, Scotty, and Dominique sat in the
Hey, if you live in one of these cities right here, why don't you own an apartment building? Seriously, let me show you a path that can absolutely change.
whip and waited. Dominique confirmed that's when Queso FaceTimed one of their ops and let them know they caught one of their homies lacking. Then Queso popped out and ran a little buck.
Then I'm gonna go a little bit. I'm gonna play I don't want to say devil's advocate, but like think about it. You in the crib chilling, you get a FaceTime, it's the op. And this nigga tell you, yeah, caught one of your mans, bullshit. How many homies you got that's gonna fly through? First off, your day ones is gonna fly through your mind. Dang. Then you realize it could be any one of the homies, associates on the block, and it's like, how would you process that? Would you instantly hang up and try to call somebody and figure out where this person at, that person at? That man, what if the nigga still had that man on the phone when he went and got up on Shaw?
Down.
What happened after?
Now look, right? He brought that upon himself. Like I always tell y'all, you got metadata, you got all this data in that phone. First of all, what are you even doing bringing your phone with you on a drill? That's one. But then two, to sit there and FaceTime your op and let them know, all right, well, we about to do X, Y, and Z.
You said that these are the phone call records. Do you get records as it relates to FaceTime or Instagram or FaceTime or Facebook calls?
No, so any kind of mobile streaming service or streaming calls like that would occur as a data session, so it would be reflected in the records as a data session.
And when we're reflecting data sessions, the data sessions...
Man, look, we sitting in the courtroom, and I keep asking people, yo, who the fuck is the old white man keep coming in here every day with the computer? He got a laptop. And then I'm like, you know, like he's sitting over on the prosecutor side, on the victim family side type shit. But he's sitting close up, like right behind the prosecutor, first row behind the prosecutor. So I'm watching them, and then the state keeps saying, well, they keep saying, well, we have a witness, blah, blah, blah. But it's really no witnesses. Like, who the fuck is the witness? You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't seen nobody. Yo, this old white man gets up, takes the stand. He is the Facebook and Instagram forensics officer. And his job was to pull up everything on the computer that had been deleted off of Instagram or Facebook. It didn't matter whether it was directed to trial. Anything that you try to delete, they was going to pull up. It was going to be seen in trial. Pictures of the drugs, pictures of the guns, or you taking pictures of your weed, or you wrote a Fat J's, or you take everything. So that guy that's sitting right there, that's one of them.
necessarily match up exactly with, like, say, for instance, a FaceTime call.
No, it could be its own data session. It likely would be embedded in multiple things that were happening during a data session. So if you have a 60-minute data session, I can't tell you what time you started using your ESPN app, and then what time you made a Facebook call, and then what time you got on the Google and searched for something. So it's all within that same data session.
So it's just going to be a
FaceTime
data
calls are
session
not going to be
regardless.
reflected in the call logs.
No.
And then
Okay,
what about
that
like
makes sense.
iMessages?
iMessages, iPhone, which makes it an actual iMessage, it would be a data session also, so it would be reflected in data sessions. If you went iPhone to Google, it would not actually be an iMessage, even though it's coming from an iPhone. It has to be, both people have to be have iMessage enabled for it to be an actual message. So if both are enabled and it's going back and forth over Apple phones, it's going to be a data session. If it's mixing Apple and Google, then it would likely show up in the records as an SMS.
Okay, learn something new. iPhone to iPhone shows up as a data session, doesn't show up as a text message. iPhone to Android shows up as a text message.
He jumped out of Nissan.
Shot at him.
Shot at who? Corn.
After they crashed their whip and took off running, Dominique and Scotty broke into a woman's house and started looking for different clothes they could change into and wait for the situation to cool down. They didn't know a woman was inside the crib though, and when she came in and told them they had to leave, Dominique and Scotty choked her and held her hostage so she couldn't scream for help.
Now that's when shit started turning into a damn movie, because y'all breaking into people's houses, changing clothes, kidnapping people and shit. This shit went way left, Slim. They was improvising.
Scotty made some
Trying to
calls.
think on the
Queso's
move.
dad Blue is the one who came through and picked him up. One of the craziest parts of the whole story is that Queso's dad Blue ended up flipping on his son and taking a stand against him. Blue was facing charges in some other cases, but he thought testifying against Queso would help him get less time.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That's not what I thought was going on at fucking. Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I made a little short. Instagram, Facebook, all that shit. Because I thought that he got locked up for this situation and didn't have nothing to do with it. The whole fucking time, he got locked up on some shit don't got nothing to do with it and snitched on his son. Oh. Woo. Fuck that nigga.
The prosecutors are trying to prove that the little bucket was give back for Queso's brother Boss Goon, and that Queso's dad Blue was there when Boss Goon got killed. Blue was driving the whip when some shooters rolled up and aired it out, and Blue testified about holding Boss Goon's hand while he died in the car.
As I was driving, I could, hear
Now, for y'all that don't know, for the little bit that I know about this case, they're saying that after Queso's brother was shot and unalive, the father is the one that encouraged the get back for the brother. So he's the sole reason why Queso did what he did in the first place. So to flip on him.
I feel you, bro, but listen. Pops was already a known confidential informant. I know Queso had to know his father was a confidential informant. The streets talk how your father came home from his last case. Confidential information. So that nigga wouldn't have been able to tell me to do shit. He wouldn't have been able to ask me nothing illegal. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even have called this nigga to come get me, which is crazy what I'm about to say. I wouldn't have called him to come get me knowing that he a confidential informant unless he was with the shits as far as knowing what I had going on and what I was going to do.
Knowing that you encouraged the get back is crazy. But then he also revealed that he'd been an informant since the 90s or something like that.
I could hear Willie making this guggling noise, and I hold his hand while I was driving, because I didn't want him to die. I feel like he died alone.
Blue's other son, Abdul Robinson Jr., was also in the car when his brother Boss Goon got killed. He's also facing a murder charge for Lil Buck, but his trial is going to be separate, and Blue's probably going to testify in that case too. Blue testified that Lil Buck was affiliated with 6 Block and had beef with Queso and everyone else in ATK. After Blue picked up Scotty and Dominique Barner from the house they broke into, he drove them behind Burger King so they could burn the clothes they wore on the hit. Dominique.
Why you go behind Burger King to burn the fucking clothes? Burger King got 1 million cameras on.
And Scotty told Blue what happened, and he decided to help him out a little bit so they could get away with it. But after Blue got booked and was facing charges, he flipped completely and admitted in court that Queso was the one who pulled the trigger on Lil Buck.
Who is the person that was captured on the video recording shooting Charles McCormick?
My son.
Damn.
Damn.
And all of this is because he got caught up on other charges.
Well, some other shit. So that's crazy.
He can't make it seem like he's doing this to, because he's he wants his
That's
son,
crazy,
you know,
man.
in good graces, or he want him off the streets, or he did something bad, so it's moral. No, he's solely selling his own son out.
That is fucking crazy
over something
man.
he did, and now he's providing information to get off of a crime that he did.
God damn.
That's crazy.
So like I said, when I made my initial joint, I was under the impression that damn, Holmes job like was sitting in jail, and Queso was letting him sit in jail for some shit that he just came and picked them up from. He didn't have no wind of. He ain't know about. But now you was with the shit. You knew what the fuck was going on. You got bagged on some different shit, and then you do this just to get out. Yeah, man, he wicked. Again, like I said, forever for the rest of their bloodlines, continuation on the face of this earth, they're gonna always have that black eye on their family name.